Hello, I am Al. What's up, pals? Yeah, this was originally supposed to be a Let's Play. It's now turning into a sort of video essay because, first off, I kept on dying in the game because I kept on falling off the map. And also, it was playing on Too Young to Die. So, I'm a baby player a little bit. I swear I beat this game without dying very much the first time through. It's just that apparently trying to record it makes me a really, really bad player. In my defense, I was also trying to talk over while I was playing to give an analysis of comparing of what this video will be. It's very difficult to do both of those things at the same time. And since I figured I'm gonna be recording like my voice separately, I might as well just make this into a video essay so that you don't have to suffer through my gameplay. Sounds great. Alright, so have you ever considered that Doom 2016 is just an adaptation of Orpheus and Eurydice? I am here to chase you with cutting questions and mash your face in delicious answers. Anyone else hungry for cake? No cake for you. Only Orpheus and Eurydice. For those of you who haven't read Hamilton's mythology, Virgil's Georgics, or Ovid's Metamorphoses, which is apparently quite Metamorphoses, I'll soon explain the story. My whole argument depends on this. But first, let's talk a little bit more about the source material. There's a bunch of different versions of Orpheus and Eurydice, but the oldest complete written version of the myth was poeticized by Virgil in his fourth Georgics book, which is, in my opinion, better than Ovid's version, which was a weirdly misogynistic commentary on Virgil's telling. Apparently, Virgil was taking himself too seriously, and Ovid needed to make a satire based off of Virgil's version, which is a choice. Oh, there's a nap. Okay. But see, I liked Virgil's version a lot, especially since the story is framed in the context of beekeeping. I like bees a little bit. I think they're kind of neat. They're kind of great. So Virgil's version, great and amazing. In fact, the entirety of Georgics is pretty much just a book of poetry that teaches you how to do agriculture. And the last book ends on a rotting cow carcass that emits healthy bees, also known as begonia. Pretty cool. So anyways, the story, as Virgil tells it. In the fourth Georgics book, after Virgil has finished teaching you how to keep your bees from engaging in warfare en masse, he treats us with a story of a poor fellow who also struggled with bees. Aristeus. He is a down on his luck beekeeper, and beekeeping is his life's work. Or he's a shepherd. I'm not good at reading things well. And the bees just keep on dying. Since he's the son of a nymph, he goes crying to his mom for help. And then after giving her a terrible scare, she goes, ugh. She was in the middle of telling her friend nymphs a story, and then Aristeus is like screaming and crying for her, so she's understandably spooked. She tells him that he needs to kidnap a prophet Proteus. This name may be familiar. He is known for being captured for information, as also seen in Homer's Odyssey. After Aristeus ropes Proteus up, and Proteus gives his token struggle because he's a shapeshifter and he needs to show that off, and also giving information to ingrates is not the funnest way to spend your life. So he doesn't like giving people information, so you have to rope him up for that. Anyways, after all that struggle, Proteus eventually is like, ugh, whatever, okay, I'll tell you. And he's like to Aristeus, so you're a bit of a jerk, and you had the bee plague coming to you. Proteus goes on to say that essentially, Aristeus chased Eurydice into a deadly snake next to a river, which killed her. It's in the snake killed her. Orpheus, her husband, was quite distraught by this happening, understandably, I think, and figured, after being sad a bunch because she's dead, that he could use his musical genius to sway the underworld into giving her back to him. Yeah, he sings, everyone cries, he succeeds. But his success is conditional. He cannot look at Eurydice until they have completely left Hades. He fails, because he's consumed with madness or whatever, or he forgets. In any case, he fails. She's Now that Eurydice is double dead, Orpheus doubles down on his mourning. He's singing and he's crying about her death. Eurydice's friends, the Dryads, hear about this and decide to make Eurystheus suffer. Some other people who also hear this are just the animals and the flora around him. He softens them with his sorrowful songs. He's a good singer, guys. He's great. He's good at music. Proteus concludes his telling of this history that Eurystheus messed up big time, and he needs to do some sacrificial offerings to appease Orpheus. Eurystheus does this, and then he gets some new bees from a rotting cow corpse. Lovely. So that's the plot of Orpheus and Eurydice. Now, the plot of Doom, 2016. As best as I can relay it for my purposes. Samuel Hayden, a once human robot dude, is harvesting energy on Mars from a portal to literal hell. He has questionable ethics. To make matters worse, he convinces Olivia Pierce, his protege, to join him in his ethically dubious harvesting endeavor. Olivia Pierce becomes corrupted by hell in the recruitment process, and she starts a minor demonic apocalypse on their Mars energy harvesting base. To counteract this, Samuel Hayden wakes up Doom Guy, your character, a mysterious dude who's really good at killing demons, and kill demons he does. He skillfully kills a metric ton of demons, goes to hell to kill more demons, comes back to Earth to kill more demons, repeats the process before returning back to hell to close the portal and go on a demon massacring rampage. The day is almost saved on Mars when Samuel Hayden rips Doom Guy from hell and sends him away, which effectively dooms humanity. So anyways, with that plot of Doom in mind, you must be wondering, oh, Al, there's no romance in Doom. You're goofy for comparing Orpheus and Eurydice to Doom. To which I say, you're not wrong, but the evidence is compelling. Well, it's compelling after you give me a little leeway. Saying that a roided out, probably immortal, angry hunk of muscle as Orpheus seems like a stretch. But you should see it as Doom Guy being really good at percussion, with his percussive blasts and his ability to make his audience sing in cries of death, but it's still singing, Plus, Orpheus made the dead in the underworld cry for his cause, so this just helps my argument. Thus, Doom Guy's Orpheus. Easy money. But, who's Eurydice, you ask? Well, Doom Guy has no romance in Doom 2016, and I'm pretty sure that there's no romance in the other entries to the series. But don't worry, I've got it all figured out. As soon as you start the game, and after a little strumming of the violent lyre, one of the first things Doom Guy does is try to find information about the human casualties and the damage surrounding the snake bite. Open portals to hell, the festering wounds caused by that. This guy cares about people. He cares so much that he makes demons sing and has emotions about the people dying. He's so sweet. I'm calling this love. Ignore how weird this use case of love is. Remember, I'm asking for leeway. Next, character, Eurystheus. Eurystheus is Samuel Hayden. The unethical energy are his bees, and Olivia Pierce is the killer snake bite. The killer snake. She's the snake. Difference there. So basically, without Samuel Hayden Eurystheus chasing humanity Eurydice to the deadly Olivia Pierce snake, none of humanity Eurydice would have died in the first place. Sam Hayden plays a couple of roles in this myth adaptation, actually. Not only is he Eurystheus, but he is also the one who gives Doom Guy Orpheus a chance at saving humanity Eurydice. And he's the one to rip humanity Eurydice's hope for life away. He's effectively Eurystheus, Proserpine, Persephone, basically, and the sudden madness, to quote Virgil, that keeps Doom Guy Orpheus from keeping humanity Eurydice alive. So, to recap, Orpheus, our majestical musical lover, is Doom Guy, as shown by, the Godzilla. I feel like that sort of embodies Doom Guy pretty well. You have Samuel Hayden, who's also Eurystheus, and Persephone, or Proserpine, and also the doubt or the madness that ruins poor Orpheus's day. We have Olivia Pierce as the snake, a quite sympathetic version of the snake, too, which is very fun, and I think a cool take on the sort of Orpheus and Eurydice myth. You have the energy as the bees. I feel like that's kind of fun, because, bees, it's like They got the zzz. It's beasting you. Watch out. It's dangerous. And then you have your Eurydice, humanity, which dies twice. That's fun. So I think that the amount of depth they give to these sort of analogs of characters is very interesting because of the sympatheticness of this snake, who would not have been, the snake that kills Eurydice if it wasn't for freaking Aristeus, right? It's a very involved take on the Orpheus and Eurydice story because classically it's like in video format or you read about it. This is a fun game to play. I mean, there's other ones that are more obviously Orpheus and Eurydice stories, but this one is a really fun and different take, I think. First off, the music in it is absolutely like renowned thanks to Mick Gordon. He is a musical genius who did the entire soundtrack of Doom 2016 in a video where I was watching people listen to the BFG Division song in his soundtrack. It was described as dirty, gritty, insidious, heart racing, hype pulsing, chaos. Oh ho ho, wow. Intense and my favorite one makes me feel like I could actually bench press my fridge. I will have a link to that video in the description because I enjoyed it. And also, the song is quite good. If you like heavy metal, this entire game is just a very wonderful example of the skill of making the game, the skill of playing the game, also known as I'm not super skilled, but that's fine. The music, which is so fun to listen to and absolutely puts you into the mood. The whole thing is just an artistic endeavor, which is to say, Orpheus, he's musical, his art of music, amazing. And Doom Guy, he's an artist. He's great at painting the town red and percussive. He's good at percussion. He's a real good percussionist. So yeah, that's Doom Guy. It's also worth noting that in Doom Eternal, a game that I don't like as much because the game is harder, and also I don't really like how they handled the story. They made it very cinematic in a way that actually made the game less good story wise. They also went a little crazy in the plot, which I didn't really mind, except for like the very excitable scientist lady. Actually, on the note of her, so there's an such thing as an Orphic cult, or there was. We don't really know what happened very much with that, but we're pretty sure that it happened. So a cult of Orpheus in Doom Eternal. You could argue that since you know, that very enthusiastic lady is calling Doom Guy like a god or whatever. He is Doom. Basically, I would like to argue that Doom Guy is also getting a cult on the same rate that Orpheus got a cult. Other parallels. In Doom Eternal, humanity is absolutely doomed. Entirely. The earth is crumbling. And it's all thanks to Sam Hayden, because he just wouldn't let it stop. And so, of course, in a continued parallel to the Orpheus myth, I would say, Sam Hayden, our Aristeus, has to go and appease our Orpheus Doom Guy. Or rather, in this case, actually, in a twist to the myth, it's more Orpheus Doom Guy who has to pick up the corpse-ish of Sam Hayden Aristeus. He's not really dead, but he's kind of lifeless until you boot him up or whatever. And yeah, so anyways, Sam Hayden has to make up for his bad decisions. It's pretty fun continuation, I think. Amongst its pitfalls, it's still kind of a continuation, although I think it's like almost a positive outlook because there's still a little bit of humanity that's left over, even though a lot of them, a lot of humanity was wiped out in the Earth demonic invasion because it was bad enough that it was in Mars, but it just continued, you know? It got worse. It got worse and worse. So yeah, June 2016 is an amazing game. I cannot play it while being recorded, and I especially cannot play it while trying to talk about it, like analytically comparing it to Doom and Orpheus while playing it. That's very hard. And fourth off, Doom is Orpheus and Eurydice. Where's the lie? I'm right, you know it. Alright, thanks for watching. I am out, and thank you, pals, for for listening to my amazing video essay.